準決勝進出のためには複数得点が必要となります。どんなことがポイントになるんでしょうか。
Yeah, I think luckily for us, it's no different to every other game because we're always trying to score goals. So from that perspective, nothing changes from us. Our approach will be, as it has been, to always attack the opponent. And at this point in time, it's not important to start thinking about 90 minutes or how many goals. It's important to prepare on the performance.
一番大事なのは90分通してどうこうとか結果とかではなくてですね、自分たちのサッカーをしっかり表現することだと思いますし、その複数得点の条件のところでも、自分たち有利になるんじゃないかなと思っています。今日でもしっかりねたくさんの得点を、今シーズン取ってきてますんでね、しっかりやっていくだけだと思います。
第一戦を受けて相手は前がかりに来ることが予想されますが、選手たちにはどのようなプレーを求められますか。
Ja, in der Tat, der Gegner hat ein sehr gutes Offensivpotenzial mit sehr vielen torgefährlichen Spielern und hat auch mit Abstand die meisten Tore in der J-League geschossen. Wir wissen, dass wir gut und geschickt verteidigen müssen und dennoch aber auch in der Offensive auch aggressiv attackieren wollen.
J リーグでも証明されている通り、横浜マリノスは攻撃力、素晴らしい攻撃力を持っていますので、それに対しては自分たちは集中して守らないといけないという部分と、前からしっかりボールを奪いに行こうというところは伝えています。
その横浜 F マリノスの警戒すべきポイントというのはどんなところでしょうか。
Ja, sie sind vor allen Dingen bei Ballgewinn an der Mittellinie sehr stark, weil sie sehr effektiv und schnell nach vorne spielen. So haben sie zuletzt in der Meisterschaft gegen uns ihre Tore erzielt und auch im Pokal-Hinspiel den Ausgleichstreffer erzielt. Darauf müssen wir besonders achten, dass wir nicht durch Ballverluste im Mittelfeld in Kontersituationen kommen.
J リーグの試合でも、それからこの間のカップ戦の初戦でもですね、中盤でのボールロストから速い攻撃で失点をしています。そこの中盤でのボールロストには気をつけないといけないというふうに思っています。
ありがとうございました。
Welcome to the NHK Spring Mitsuzawa Stadium for this YBC J.LEAGUE Levain Cup second leg quarter-final coverage. It's the Yokohama F Marinos against Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and we start with the lineup for the home side. Kevin Muscat's team looking to build a 3-1 win in the first leg, looking to come back, I should say, from a 3-1 defeat in the first leg, but they did grab that crucial away goal from Lokera, their striker. And Muscat has said that he feels like his side always have a strong attacking instinct anyway. And so tonight is no different in terms of how they'll look to go and attack their opponents. Remember, of course, that the away goals will be used as a decider, so a 2-0 home win would be enough to send the Yokohama F Marinos through against Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who you wouldn't quite say hold all the cards because of conceding an away goal in the first leg, but certainly under the leadership of Michael Skibby are in the favourable position. Video assistant referee operation is very much here and around if needed. The home side will be in their traditional blue shirts with the white trimmings. And this is how the away team looks. Sanfrecce Hiroshima looking to complete the job after goals from Kashiwa, Araki, and then a 98th minute goal from Notsuda. Gave them that 3-1 win last time out. They've got the favourable head-to-head record between these sides as well. 4 head-to-head meetings this season, and they've actually won 2 of the 3 so far, tonight being the 4th. Kevin Muscat on the home bench, of course, is a name that will be known particularly to our Australian viewers and also potentially to a fair few of our viewers in the UK. Michael Skibby opposite him in the dugout for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Skibby looking to see his side get back into things. He has an extensive coaching pedigree in Germany, having grown up in West Germany, including spells as coach of Borussia Dortmund, by Leverkusen, Galatasaray in Turkey, and then back in Germany with the likes of Eintracht Frankfurt, Hertha BSC. He's also been Greece national team boss from 2015 through to 2018. Now he's looking to take Sanfrecce Hiroshima to an honour they've never had before, which is winning this competition. They can make another step forward tonight. Lost in the final in 2014. That's the closest Sanfrecce Hiroshima have ever come to lifting the YBC J.LEAGUE Levain Cup. If they can win this quarter-final tie, be one step closer to doing it this season. Off and underway then, in the Mitsuzawa Stadium. Yokohama F Marinos attacking from left to right as you look at things on your screen in the first half. And the blue shirts, those red socks, and then Sanfrecce Hiroshima in their changed colours, all white with a bit of purple splashed in there. Purple being the colour they're best known for. Sanfrecce Hiroshima in control of the tie at the midway point. Still a long, long way to go. They'll have their eyes on an early away goal here. The away goal really would put them in cruise control of the tie. They'd then be 3 goals up on aggregate. They'd match the away goal Yokohama had grabbed in the first leg. Clipped in and nodded down, but straight at Obi. To give the home fans something to feed off here. It is a commentary cliche, but you particularly feel like in a 2-legged tie, the scoreline sat as it is, the first goal on the night here becomes all the more crucial. If Sanfrecce Hiroshima can score it, then Yokohama F Marinos need to find 3 goals unanswered just to drag the tie into extra time. Yokohama can grab it, and I know that just one more unanswered would give them that magical 2-0 home win, take them through on away goals. Decent ball forward, good composure from Kazuki Osako. Sends the ball back from whence it came. Remember, this one of 4 quarter-final second legs going on at the same time tonight. It's great to have your company for this one. We were covering on the J.League YouTube page live the match between defending champions Nagoya Grampus and the so often so successful Urawa Red Diamonds. That's the last of the 4 to kick off today. That kicks off in about 25 minutes or so. 3 have just started as we speak, one of which, of course, we're covering with particular keen interest. Another set-piece chance early on for Sanfrecce Hiroshima here. Just over here. Grampus, of course, drawing 1-1 with the Urawa Red Diamonds last week. While starting at the same time as our game. Saki Frontale at home against Cerezo Osaka. That was a 1-1 draw last week. 2 late goals there, 1 each. And Vissel Kobe losing 2-1 at home last week against Avispa Fukuoka. They did get a goal in the 99th minute in that one just to give them a glimmer of hope, but it's a tough task for them. With, of course, Avispa up on aggregate and having home advantage tonight. There's the other 2 going on at the exact same time as ours, as that's been allowed to run. Good chance this, better than good, and what a save from Osako. Denies Mizunama. Oh, that could be so important. Kota Mizunuma was through, and it was a decent stop, but it was pretty much straight to the keeper. Touch more accuracy on the finish. That was just the early goal they wanted. Good hold-up play from Lokera. And unselfishly slipped through by Watanabe after more good work from Fujita too. A chance to run for Ben Khalifa. Still going, Ben Khalifa. And still going. Well, it was great feed. Stopped in the end. And slightly theatrical appeal for a penalty there. Would have been surprised if that was given, and I'll be slightly surprised if the video assistant referee overturns it as well. Sanfrecce Hiroshima players are appealing for the technology to be used in that regard. Of course, the way that the video assistant referee works is that they're always looking, waiting to be told to look at an incident. Great skills initially from Ben Khalifa. And well, he does actually get to the ball first there, Nakato Mitsuta. But it was probably the very theatrical jump and dive over the foot that didn't necessarily help his chances of getting the decision in his favour. Remember, of course, the prize up for grabs tonight is a spot in the semi-finals. Good high press there, well organised from Sanfrecce Hiroshima, forcing the error. Nicked on Made a good start here, the away side, exactly what you'd want them to do, as Ben Khalifa wins it back, and Ben Khalifa scores! It's a better than good start for Sanfrecce Hiroshima now. Shinosuke Hatanaka dawdled on the ball. There was Ben Khalifa. They've got the away goal. They're 4-1 up on aggregate. And they really do have it all to do now, the Yokohama F Marinos. It looked like the move had broken down, really. And what a lovely swept finish from Nasib Ben Khalifa. Just wraps that left foot around it. No chance for Paralobina Obi in goal. They've levelled up the away goals tally. And they've 3 clear goals away on aggregate now. Well, I mentioned just how key the first goal would be in this one. Nasib Ben Khalifa has got it. And that reaction from Kevin Muscat tells you all you need to know. You've been all too aware of the significance. Ben Khalifa's second goal of the season, right across all competitions, his first in this competition. Scored 2 many more important. Most of his football in Switzerland before moving to Hiroshima at the start of this season. Spell 2020-21 with Esperance de Tunis in Turkey. Masters well travelled across the Swiss league, playing for Grasshoppers, as well as Lausanne and St. Gallen. He's also played in Belgium with KB Mechelen, Germany with Nürnberg, more at academy level than senior level, although he did play 1 in the Bundesliga a decade or so ago. Semi-finals, in case you're wondering, played a little while after these games. The tournament takes its time to go through the knockout rounds. The playoff stage was in early June, the quarters early August, the semi-finals first leg on the 21st of September, second leg on the 25th of September. Final on the 22nd of October. Cross whipped in. He lost his footing, but it still wasn't a bad ball. This was a touch over hit from Matsubara, much like Koki down the left flank, can be key for Yokohama F Marinos with the natural width that he offers in that wing-back position. Get forward, make overlapping and sometimes underlapping runs. Clever little dummy. Now suggesting that he's fouled there. Marcos Junior doesn't get the decision in his favour. The switch ball doesn't quite work, looking for Kashiwa. Remember as well that you can get involved with both clubs and the league on social media. There's no doubt who wins that particular battle, given their history and levels of support. Yokohama F Marinos certainly a lot more popular on the social networking site Twitter. Half 500,000 followers, 485 I should say, their official account. But on the pitch, they could be about to go 2-0 down as he skips through. Big decision for the referee to make here, and it's a red card. Not surprisingly, looked like the last defender. Frustration for Kevin Muscat, frustration for the Yokohama F Marinos, for whom it goes from very bad to even worse now. It won't be a penalty, but they are down to 10. And in truth, they can have few complaints. Video assistant referee team might look at this one, but I'd be shocked if it's overturned. Careless passing at the back. Clearly the last defender. It was again good harrying from Nassim Ben Khalifa. And then down goes Tsukasa Morishima under the challenge from Ryotaro Tsunoda. Ryotaro Tsunoda is off. So they're going to have to tactically reorganise here. Yokohama. Who'd be a coach, eh? A lot for Kevin Muscat to think about. Centre-back once upon a time himself. So Ryotaro Tsunoda, having the commentary cliche of the early bath. And they really are in all sorts of a pickle here. Tsunoda very hesitant to leave the field. And only now, after pretty much helping the side set up to defend the set piece, his red card saw them concede, as he finally head off the field. Could be Makoto Notsuda from the free kick. Tsukasa Morishima, and of course, alongside Nassim Ben Khalifa, caused the problems that led to it. Well, if they were to score now, that would almost feel like it within the first quarter of an hour or so. Whipped round the wall and just not quite enough whip and curl to bring it back inside the far post. Fine effort though from Tsukasa Morishima. Goalkeeper Paul Obina Obi was certainly concerned about it and certainly committed. Ben Khalifa was trying to get onto that, didn't quite get the pull back, was waiting for it. Well, this is going to be extremely difficult now. It already was, starting the night 3-1 down. Now they're 4-1 down and down to 10. Foul on Watanabe. It'll be interesting to see quite how they defensively reorganise from here. That's another foul, this time on Lokera. I expect one of Jolchima Fujita or Kota Watanabe to drop into centre half role. I wonder whether Muscat might keep 4-2-3 almost. Still have Yoshio and Zunuma supporting Lokera up top, because they need a sense of attacking threat. They've got to find 3 goals unanswered, and even if they were to do that, which would be quite astonishing, it would only drag the game into extra time. Well, that will be the first card of the game for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. The last thing they want to do is level things up in terms of players left on the field. Kuto Matsuda in the book now. Pretty cynical pull on the arm of Watanabe. What he was trying to do just in disrupting that attack. Well, it is a small pocket of away fans who you can hear right now. It was a big pre-match show to try and really whip up Yokohama F Marinos supporters. There's only so much that can account for and affect things if things on the pitch start to go wrong, as they have. That's out by Hatanaka. Intelligent shielding from Marcos Junior. Now, unsurprisingly, as you often see, following a sending off, there's a bit of a sacrificial lamb, and Muscat has decided that to that end, Jolchima Fujita has to come off as part of the tactical reorganisation that must happen. Yuki Saneto is on the centre half. Slipping alongside Shinosuke Hatanaka. Right now, for the Yokohama F Marinos, it's about adjusting to 10 and just trying to find even a basic foothold in the game, really. Ambitions right now are not much loftier than that, but a goal could really change the complexion of this one. Sasaki. Marcos Junior tries the little flick, cleverly done, and they have got one back. My goodness, didn't they need that? Lokera, who scored in the first leg, scores in the second. Level on the night, still 2 goals down on aggregate. But it just gives the Yokohama F Marinos a glimmer of hope. Really clever skill by Marcos Junior. The flick from Kota Mizunuma. Runs kindly for Lokera. He isn't going to miss from there. Sanfrecce Hiroshima left appealing for an offside flag that never came. And well, maybe, just maybe, that's the start of a famous comeback. I mentioned that we couldn't hear the home fans at all. You certainly hear them now. Lockera eager to get on with things. And the video assistant referee team have completed their checks. Goal given. Oh, we certainly had a lively opening quarter. Careless pass by Marcos Junior. Lovely turn by Mitsuda. And then across. And it was almost spilt by Obi, who just about gathered it in time. Matsumoto nearly restoring their advantage on the night and their 3-goal advantage in the tie. Goalless so far between Kawasaki and Cerezo Osaka, and then Avispa Fukuoka and Vissel Kobe. Turn taken quickly. Decision didn't go the way of Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Good attempted opportunism by Makoto Mitsuta. Nicely spread cross field. Koiki. Lockera, goal scorer for Yokohama. Tanabe. And Halifa with the foul. Trying a little quick ball in behind. Didn't quite work from Matsubara, but you could see the thinking. Should say as well, the sun might have gone down, but it is still very hot and humid here. Temperature in the early 30s in terms of degrees Celsius. Fairly humid too. Tanabe with the foul on Mitsuta. And Tanabe goes in the book for that. Would be something of an upset to see the Yokohama F Marinos go out of the cup. Of course, there's only so much that league form will ever tell you about what can happen in unpredictable knockout action that is J.LEAGUE YBC Levain Cup football, as intricate triangle is ended by the offside flag. But Yokohama F Marinos currently top of the J1 League, going at exactly 2 points a game. 48 points from 24 matches so far, just 4 defeats. Albeit they did lose 2-1 against Kawasaki Frontale away at the weekend, on the 7th of August, and they've only actually taken 5 points from their last 4 games. They've had a couple of frustrating draws, a 2-2 draw at Sagan Tosu, and a draw on the exact same scoreline away at Cerezo Osaka. 2-0 home win against the Kashima Antlers, their only victory in their last 4 in the league. So that's towards the back post and over from Mitsuta. That's a good chance. But you compare Yokohama F Marinos, so they're currently top of the top flight in Japan. 6 points clear of the Kashima Antlers in second. 7 points clear of Cerezo Osaka, who are in third. Certainly compare favourably to Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who sit in sixth. 10 points behind the league leaders. Couldn't quite keep that one in play, Morishima. He's managed to at least make sure it's not a goal kick, it's a throw-in instead, which is a mini advantage, I guess. Remember, of course, that the Yokohama F Marinos are only actually oddly entering the tournament, the quarter-final stage. Something of a quirk of the format. It's another hefty challenge. Gotta be careful here. Mutakolki with this foul. Already down to 10. And of course, we had 16 teams start out in the group stages, 4 groups of 4. Top 2 from each group progressed to the playoff stage, where 8 sides fought it out, and 4, of course, progressed to the quarter-finals, where they were joined by the 4 clubs involved in the 2022 AFC Champions League, who got buys through the group and playoff stages. So Kawasaki Frontale, Vissel Kobe, the Urawa Red Diamonds, and the Yokohama F Marinos joining in the quarter-final part of the competition. By Mitsuzawa. Nicely worked. Certainly had the better of this game, even though it's level on the scoreboard. Sanfrecce Hiroshima have looked the stronger. So comes Marcos Junior. Hustling and bustling his way through. Just nodded calmly back by Hatanaka. Plenty of space back there. Also, know with that extra player on the field after the sending off of Anataro Tsunoda, as long as they keep their composure, there will be plenty of space out there for them. They're looking to continue their good recent run. Seen a win at the Kashima Antlers the weekend on Saturday the 6th, coming after that 3-1 win in the first leg. Trying to snap out of some bad form. They'd only won 1 of their previous 5 before that. It was an Emperor's Cup game against lower tier opposition. Sespa Kusatsu Gunma, 1-0 away win. Managed to just about avoid any potential upset. Work down the line. This challenge from Tsukasa Morishima. It's been a real pest up there. Nice flick from Ben Khalifa. It's a lovely turn from Matsumoto. Kashiwa, Sasaki. Patient possession. They're doing exactly what they should be doing here, Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Particularly with an extra player on the field. And just work the ball around. And now the space is opening up. It's well dug out. It's a somewhat cheap concession of the ball from Yokohama F Marinos, which will just allow Sanfrecce Hiroshima to start the entire process over again. Driven cross to nobody at the back post. Still no goals elsewhere, as Obi dwells on the ball a touch too long almost. Our Red Diamonds up against Nagoya Grampus is just kicked off. That one starting half an hour later than our game and the other two quarter-final second legs tonight. So that slid behind nicely for Marcos Junior. Good recovery defence, needed to be as well. It's been more than anyone else the player that's looked like making things happen for the Marinos tonight. Shia. Watanabe. Koiki. All the way back with Obi. Minutes or so to go until half time. Really difficult balancing act here for the Yokohama F Marinos. 2 unanswered goals could take things into extra time. They're also down to 10. Sanfrecce Hiroshima will want to have them chasing a lot of shadows as this one goes on. Bit of a wrestling match there. By Koiki. Ben Khalifa, who's had a great first half. He's been an absolute nuisance up there for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. I mean that in only the most complimentary way possible. The zinc ball through. Oh, so clever. And the finish as well. Brilliant from Sanfrecce Hiroshima, but the flag is up. Wonderful football from Michael Skibby's side. Well, that is tight. Kota Mizunuma getting through down that left flank. And he laid it on a plate. It was the simplest of finishes for Yuki Nogami. Great work by Yoshifumi Kashiwa, who scored a goal in the reverse fixture that time was assisting Yuki Nagami. Now the video assistant referee team are having a look at this one. The one replay we just saw there suggested it was very, very close. Referee Matsuo just taking his time and letting the VAR team do their work. No real point in the players speaking to referee Matsuo. At this point, the decision is out of his hands as well, really. It's made by that VAR team based on the pictures they're seeing. Sanfrecce Hiroshima looking to restore their lead on the night. Must get busy organising his troops, who've had a very difficult time of things. Be worried as well. That season could be hitting the buffers a bit if they go out tonight. And goal given. So Yuki Nagami has scored, assisted by Yoshifumi Kashiwa. Himself scored in the first leg. Sanfrecce Hiroshima in front once more on the night, and they are now 5-2 in front on aggregate. Really do have complete and utter control of the tie. Here's the goal again. Even from the one replay we saw, it looked very tight. Yoshifumi Kashiwa deemed to be just about okay, and it was very unselfish, sensible play too. Good support play. The two wing-backs combining. How often do you see that in modern football? One wing-back gets round the back and then sets it up for the other one. It's Yoshifumi Kashiwa who found Yuki Nagami. So change being made here. It's Tsukasa Shiotani to come off. And on comes Tomoya Fuji, the midfielder. This is one of the three centre-halves making way for Fuji, who's more of a midfielder. But to have picked up a little knock there, Shiotani. Sanfrecce Hiroshima will hope it's nothing too serious. You can tell that it was a bad enough injury, because often players at this stage of a half will try and run it off, knowing if they can get to the half-time break, then the physio can have 15 minutes to try and patch them up. Have finally had our first goal that has come on the ground apart from ours tonight in terms of quarter-final action. Masino scoring for Kawasaki against Cerezo Osaka to put them in front in the tie. The reverse fixture in that one last week finishing 1-1. Headed up by Araki. Scored the goal that made it 2-0 to Sanfrecce Hiroshima last week. In that first leg, they went on to win by 3-1. Worth saying as well that that goal we saw a few minutes ago from Yuki Nagami is something of a collector's item, really. He's played 306 games for the club. beg your pardon, he's played 306 games in his career, and he's only scored 10 goals. In terms of his record at Hiroshima, his record is even leaner than that, because 5 of those came for Yokohama FC, that is, not the Yokohama F Marinos. 5 of those came for Yokohama FC in 2014. Here's another look at the video assistant referee. Did say that from our first glance of the incident, it looks like Yoshifumi Kashiwa was okay, despite the flag going up. The video assistant referee team supported that, so good use of technology there. If it wasn't for that, it would have been wrongly ruled out. Just back on Yukonagami's goal record. He's only actually ever scored 3 in the J1 League for Hiroshima across 7 seasons of football. It's of course very much not his primary job. Scored 3 in 176 games in the league. So that'll be a yellow card for a game that has been somewhat ill-tempered at times. Nagami in the cup competitions for Hiroshima with just 1 goal in 25 before that. So in what is his 202nd appearance for the club tonight, Nagami scores his 5th goal. Koiki goes into the book. Almost into stoppage time at the end of this first half. Remember as well, if you want to get involved on social media, hashtags to use, hashtag F Marinos, MARINOS for the home side. They're on @prompt_F Marinos. Matsumoto can't quite keep that one in play. Home side with not far off 500,000 Twitter followers, 485,000 to be precise. Sanfrecce Hiroshima with not far off 250,000, 227,000 followers. They're on hashtag Sanfrecce, SANFREECE, and they're on @Sanfrecce_SFC. Remember as well, if you are watching us right now on the J-League YouTube page, why not subscribe to our channel to get news, interviews, plenty of stuff from the lighter side of Japanese football all across our official J-League page. And you can give us a follow on Twitter as well. English language Twitter @J_League_EN is the place to be. Almost ran kindly for Marcos Junior there. 4 minutes added on at the end of this first half. So, well, this is all flashed off a bit here. Marcos Junior feeling like his opponent went down a touch too easily under the challenge. Making the point that he feels like this has happened 3 times. Well, you can totally understand why Yuki Nagami's gone down from that. Nagami, the goal scorer, got the ball and then got met with the foot of Marcos Junior, the mistimed foot. Definitely a foul. Charging off that left flank, Yoshio. Yokohama F Marinos pushing. Just for a goal to try and reignite that home crowd. The away fans you can hear right now. Clever little first time ball from Junior. And the little pullback didn't quite work from Mizunuma. He's already got one assist tonight with a very cute flick that led to Yokeira's goal. And that time the back post pass looked like the better option. Was Yoshio waiting at that region for it? Yokohama, who were in such good form as they headed into this quarter-final. Had a surprise defeat against Tochigi in the Emperor's Cup on the 22nd of June by 2-0, but been in standout form aside from that. They had only lost that match in their last 11 in all competitions. Some excellent league form, propelling and keeping them top of the league. 4 straight wins before that Emperor's Cup defeat, 4 wins and 2 draws since then, until they were beaten 3-1 in the first leg of this competition last week, a 2-1 defeat against Kawasaki away from home at the weekend, and now 2-1 down on the night. Matsubara. Still Matsubara, doesn't have much support. He's just trying to cut it inside for Mizunuma. And that will be that for the first half here at the NHK Spring Mitsuzawa Stadium. A disappointing one for the home side, who were desperate to get back into this cup tie. As it is, reaching the semi-finals of this competition for the first time since 2016. Is now further away from them than it was 45 minutes or so ago. An early goal from Nassim Ben Khalifa. Arturo Tsunoda sent off for the home side soon afterwards. The Yokeira did pull one back for the Yokohama F Marinos, but then not long before half-time, a sweeping, lovely move down the left ended with a tap-in for Yuki Nogami, who got a rare goal for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, meaning the score at half-time is 2-1 to Sanfrecce Hiroshima, who lead 5-2 on aggregate. Welcome back to the NHK Spring Mitsuzawa Stadium for our second half coverage of this J.League YBC Levain Cup quarter-final second leg tie. And the Yokohama F Marinos have everything to do. Change at the break for them. Michael Shunio there. Live wire has come off. On in his place comes Yuhi Murakami, the young striker. Nothing really to lose here. They're down to 10, of course. They're a goal down on the night. They're 3 goals down on aggregate. And so clearly to that end, Muscat has decided it's a good time to have a look at Marinos Murakami. He makes what I make to be his debut for the Yokohama F Marinos. In one sense you might say a difficult time to do so, but as I mentioned, nothing to lose for him. Off and underway for the second period then. Yokohama F Marinos now attacking from right to left as we look at things. In their blue shirts with the red socks and the white shorts. Meanwhile in their all white with the purple trimmings. There's Sanfrecce Hiroshima attacking from left to right. Ben Khalifa putting Sanfrecce Hiroshima 1-0 up in this game in just the 8th minute, and then not long afterwards we saw Motaro Tsunoda sent off as they could get another here, and that wasn't far away from being a goal in the first minute of this second half. Smashed over by Tsukasa Morishima, all too easy. Sanfrecce Hiroshima skipping their way through. Well, 5-2 is on aggregate with a player down is already quite something. I don't think it's unfair to say that if they score one to go 3-1 up on the night, to go with their 3-1 win in the first leg, that really would feel like the curtains were being drawn on any hope of the Yokohama F Marinos making it through. Remember, of course, that Yokohama F Marinos are a side that, for all their excellent history in the J-League, they've won the J-League in 1995, 2003 and 2004 back-to-back, and then in 2019, and they were runners-up last season. Don't have quite as much pedigree in this competition, so that's a wayward cross. Won the YBC J-League Levain Cup just once in 2001. Never actually made the final apart from that year in which they won it. Reached the semi-finals 7 times. The last time they reached the semi-final was back in 2016. As for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, never won this competition. Closest they've ever got was the final in 2014, and they lost. Apart from that, they've not actually made it past the quarter-final stage since then. Going out in the group stage 4 times, twice in the quarters, and once in the playoff stage. So it would have been a lot to both sides to make it through. It's not a competition they've historically had, either of them, a huge amount of success in, you'd have to say. Sanfrecce Hiroshima's most famous period in their history being in the late noughties and early 2010s. Had a good run of success. They won the second division of Japanese league, J2 league in 2008. They came up and were consistently in and around the top 7. 8 consecutive top 8 finishes, finishing 4th, 7th, 7th, and then winning the J-League back-to-back in 2012 and 2013, and they made it 3 J-League titles in 4 seasons, and they won the J-League again in 2015. Here they're looking in control, and you would certainly say they have their destiny very much in their own hands. Bar a big collapse in this second half, the semi-final place will belong to them. Flicked on, great chance for another. Helped on to Ben Khalifa. Great tackle at the crucial moment. Worth saying as well that unusually the semi-final draw has actually already been done. It's not something you necessarily see in all cup competitions across the world. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima continue their good spell here. They're really starting to stretch the 10 men of the Yokohama F Marinos. Kashiwa have now had goals in all 4 quarter-final matches, or starting to go in elsewhere. And 3 in this game, 3 in the other 3 matches put together right now. That's an ambitious effort from distance. So the winner of this match that you're watching, this tie to be precise, will face in the semi-finals the winner between Avispa Fukuoka and Vissel Kobe. Ambitious effort from Yokera, who just spotted Susuke Osako off his line. He's already scored once today. With the scoreline as it is and the situation as it is, can't blame him for trying something spectacular. In that other game, Vispa Fukuoka 1-0 up on the night against Vissel Kobe after winning the first leg 2-1. Lucain with the goal just before half-time, so they're 3-1 up on aggregate. So right now, it would seem highly likely that the winner of this one will be playing Avispa Fukuoka in the semi-final. Good intelligent play from Tsukasa Morishima. Wins the corner. Meanwhile, the other semi-final seems a lot less certain right now. Although, that being said, a second goal has gone in between Urara and Nagoya. And it's the same scorer as the first. Matsuki Ito now has 2 in 10 minutes for Urara, who are 2-0 up on the night, 3-1 up on aggregate against the defending champions Nagoya Grampus. Corner whipped in, allowed to run through. And then dropped. Cleared off the line. Chaotic defence. And Pal Obina Obi is a bit lucky there. Speaking of goals, Urara have just gone 2-0 up against Nagoya. And Karisaki Frontale have just gone 2-0 up against Cerezo Osaka on the night. Remember, of course, that the first leg result in that one was 1-1. And it's the second goal on the night for Marcinho. So right now, Karasaki versus Urara and Avispa Fukuoka against Sanfrecce Hiroshima seem your most likely semi-final matchups. Those games to be played 2-legged ties in late September. dink ball in behind. It was looking for the run of Mitsuta, who's offside. Mitsuzawa, home captain, just trying to engineer something. It was down to 10 as well. It's a very difficult task for the Yokohama F Marinos. And after this one, we'll head back to league action at the weekend when home against Shonan Bellmare. And then after that, they're into FC Champions League action, albeit still facing domestic opposition. In the AFC Champions League, they've been drawn against Vissel Kobe. And of course, tonight they're also in Japanese J.LEAGUE Levain Cup quarter-final action. And then there's a little break in proceedings for a couple of weeks until action starts again in the league in September. Patient possession from Sanfrecce Hiroshima, that's all they need to do really. They have total control of the tie in every sense. Calls from the home fans for the intent on the press from Marinos Muyakari. Great carry forward this. Still allowed to run on, it's a great pass for Mitsuta. Just over from Makoto Mitsuta. Lent back at the crucial moment. Otherwise, Yokohama F Marinos could have had their third of the night. Sanfrecce Hiroshima in no rush. Nor do they need to be, quite frankly. Credit to the home fans, getting back into this one vocally, doing all they can to inspire their side. Would have to say that their shape has also looked more solid tonight, Sanfrecce Hiroshima. The system that Michael Skibby likes to play, the back three with Nogami and Kashiwa as the wing backs, Matsuda and Masumoto sitting in front, and then Morishima and Mitsuta breaking forward to support Ben Khalifa. As we're playing advantage here, and they've been caught in all sorts of problems at the back, Yokohama F Marinos. Here's Ben Khalifa, just trying to slide it across. Still there for them and whipped over the bar. Tamaya Fuji, the substitute. corner. And away initially by Saneto, the sub. Good run forward, that could be a penalty. Well, Sanfrecce Hiroshima want a penalty. I think the contact was actually just outside. Instead be a yellow card. Oh, I'm not so sure. This is fiendishly tight. Felt like the contact was just outside the box, but not entirely certain, having seen that reverse angle. I can tell you for certain is care has gone on the book. Well, you can see where the ball is. The ball is almost right on the line. Sanfrecce Hiroshima attacking towards their fans in this second half. Looking for yet another to celebrate. Setting up the wall. They've got the distraction wall in place. Of course, recent law changes meaning they can't disrupt the Yokohama F Marinos wall. And it's just over. Flashes the top of the net. Not a bad effort at all from Gatuka Notsuda. Just didn't quite come down in time. Sanfrecce Hiroshima on the press. Of course, it's so much easier to be able to press like that when you've got an extra player on the field. As they have done right since the 14th minute when Ryotaro Notsuda was sent off. Reinforcements for the away side. Tako Notsuda takes his leave. Scored a really important goal in the 98th minute, the 8th minute of stoppage time. In the first meeting between these two that gave Sanfrecce Hiroshima a 3-1 advantage to take into tonight. And Tashi Matsumoto is off as well, so both central midfielders withdrawn. And it's pretty much like for like in terms of changes, with Toshiro Ayoma and Jose Shibasaki coming on. Meanwhile, for the Yokohama F Marinos, they're going to make a couple of alterations too. Anderson Lopez, the Brazilian, and Miku Yamane, the two to come on. Just had to wait a second. It seems like the official didn't have his board ready. So I imagine those changes will come at the next break in play. And we're up to 5 subs allowed to be made. Once those two come on, they'll have made 4. The Yokohama F Marinos. Oh, back heel, and what a goal that would have been from Morishima. Truly would have been the icing on the cake that is progress through to the semi-finals, which they should get regardless. Just didn't quite have enough power on it to get it past Paolo Bina Obi. Clipped in. Just past Matsubara. Lovely turn. Another penalty appeal from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. That one entirely waved away. Oh, this is not what Sanfrecce Hiroshima need. The goal scorer Yuki Nogami is down. That will finally allow a break in play for those two changes that were mooted earlier on and didn't quite get made to be done. Leokera, the striker, who scored to get one back, but then picked up a booking as well. Scored in both legs. Takes his leave, as does Kota Mizunuma, who got the assist for Leokera's goal tonight with a beautiful flick. And it will be Anderson Lopez and Riku Yamane to offer some fresh legs, with almost the midway point of this second half reached. They'll try and produce something spectacular. Remember, they need 3 unanswered goals at this point. And even that wouldn't be enough, in fact, because they go out on away goals, because Sanfrecce Hiroshima have already scored 2 away goals. The Yokohama F Marinos managed 1 in that 3-1 loss last week. As you see there, that's a slightly innocuous way that Yuki Nogami sadly got injured. Let's hope he's okay. Scored just his 5th goal for the club tonight in his 202nd appearance across all competitions. Over 7 seasons of consistency in the fullback region. Tapping in at the far post after the great foot from Yoshifumi Kashiwa. And there'll be another change as well. It's the Brazilian Douglas Vieira will come on for Nassim Ben Khalifa, who's had a great game, particularly in the first half, was an absolute nuisance to the home defence. Scored the goal that got tonight scoring off and underway in just the 8th minute. And it was his persistence that also contributed to the move, which caused Ryotaro Tsunoda to be sent off for the home side in just the 14th minute. So Ben Khalifa has certainly played his part, if it is to be Sanfrecce Hiroshima who make it through. Just having a look quickly around the grounds. Vispa Fukuoka still likely to be the opponent of the winner of this one in the semi-finals, because they're 1-0 up on the night against Vissel Kobe and 3-1 up in the tie. Kawasaki Frontale leading Cerezo Osaka 3-1 on aggregate and 2-0 up on the night. And the winner of Kawasaki versus Cerezo will in the semi-finals face the victor between Nagoya Grampus, the defending champions, and the Urawa Red Diamonds. But Nagoya have got a lot of work to do in that one, which started half an hour later than the other 3 games. At half-time, the Urawa Red Diamonds 2-0 up, 3-1 up on aggregate. Ball forward, not quite right, just trying to get the pace of the substitute Tamaya Fuji into the game. Both sides have made 4 changes now, so they've got just the 1 left up their sleeve. Of course, 5 substitutions, but they have to be made in 3 blocks of changes. A maximum of 3 outside of half-time, that is. it's not the best pass back. Slightly awkwardly, pretty well dealt with in the end by Shinosuke Hatanaka. Watanabe. Poor pass, hands Anderson Lopez a chance to run. Runs out of room. Nice turn and spin in midfield. And Mitsuta shrugging off the foul, or attempted foul. Patient possession from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. They don't really need to do any different. Almost sliding it through for the substitute, Douglas Vieira. Up next for Sanfrecce Hiroshima, they've got an important game in the league at the weekend, away against Kashiwa, and then finish off August with more league action. An Osaka double, home against Gamba Osaka, and then away on the 27th of August against Cerezo Osaka. And then September starts on the 3rd of September in terms of their match schedule. At home against Shimizu. And then into Emperor's Cup action. So they might have another here. Vieira takes his time and hits the post. The offside flag was up anyway. Looking to pile on the goals and pile on the misery for the Yokohama F Marinos here. Well, that replay would suggest it was very tight. As Vieira's shot comes off the outside of the post. Of course, it's always advisable for players now, even if the offside flag is up, to play on. Go on and score the goal, because you can always come back and check it later. And if you've scored, and regardless of a flag going up at the time, the goal will stand. As it's headed just over, another great chance for Douglas Vieira. 2 in less than 60 seconds. He hits the outside of the post with his right foot, and then with a free header, can't get it on target. And they really are swarming now, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, as they chase more goals. Vieira helps it on this time, and that's dragged wide. That's Tsukasa Morishima. Well, these misses shouldn't cost them in terms of progression, bar a late defensive collapse, but I'm sure Michael Skibby might doing some shooting practice with some of his players on the training pitch after that last 90 seconds of frantic action. He really should have scored one more and put both results in perfect symmetry in terms of both being 3-1 to Sanfrecce Hiroshima on the night. Ioma, the substitute. Now Mitsuta can cross. Another crossing chance, and too close to Obi. Just over 15 minutes left now. Of course, plenty going on with the Japanese international team as well. Qualified for the 2023 AFC Asian Cup, which will be from the 16th of June to the 16th of July next year. Qualifying emphatically, as you might expect, given their strength in the region. 8 wins from 8, 46 scored, just 2 conceded. Japan looking to win it yet again. They're the most successful team in the Asian Cup's history, with 4 titles. Runners-up in 2019, losing 3-1 to Qatar in a final that was held in the United Arab Emirates. Fifth and final change of the night to be made by the Yokohama F Marinos here. Yuto Koiki, who again has picked up a booking. I just wonder whether that's a subtle factor in why he's being withdrawn. And on to try and help them see things out comes Yuto Koiki. Oh, is that a foul? Nothing given. Possibly from Yuki Seneto on Douglas Vieira. Lovely breakout move. We've seen precious little on the attack from Yokohama F Marinos. That looked like a foul. The home fans not happy. Morishima. Well stopped. Great tackle by Itanaka. Runs for Douglas Vieira though. Vieira to strike one. Well, he has been a bit wasteful in front of goal, you'd have to say. There's 3 openings now. He's hit the post. He's headed one over. And this time he has blazed that over. Mentioned the national team before. Had a fiendishly difficult draw for the upcoming 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. We've got Germany, Spain and Costa Rica. We'll face Germany on the 23rd of November. And then after a relatively short turnaround time in Group E, 4 days later they play Costa Rica. And then their final match on the 1st of December 2022 in Spain. They have got a very ambitious pledge to win the World Cup by 2050 Japan, made by the Japanese Football Association via a declaration in 2005. Vision to create world-class national teams to move, inspire and encourage the people of Japan. I know that selling players to major leagues overseas is a part of that vision. I hope that Celtic's recent success could accelerate the process. As Ange Postecoglou, after leading the Yokohama Marinos to their first league title in 15 years, has moved over and had success in Scotland with the Celtic Giants. Celtic having a renaissance to which various Japanese players who Postecoglou's brought over have been key. But outside of Celtic, they've only got Minamino, once of Liverpool, and then Tomiyasu, who of course is well known for his associations with Arsenal. Have been UK-based teams with Japanese players on their books in the recent era. It's a difficulty of signing players straight from the J-League due to work permit issues under the new governing body endorsement scheme introduced in January 2021 following the UK's exit from the European Union. J-League classified as a Band 6 league under those regulations, meaning that players only earn 2 points automatically towards the somewhat mammoth, in comparison, 15 needed to pass the GBE thresholds. J-League just steadily improving year on year in terms of professionalism, so playing catch up somewhat with European competitions, a slightly higher profile. J-League only going fully professional in 1992, and relatively few playing contracts are handed out each year. It can be difficult for young players to get opportunities. As you can see, a frustrated Kevin Muscat on the touchline for the Yokohama F Marinos. It's been that kind of a night for them. Indeed, speaking of young players finding it tough, this YBC J-League Levain Cup competition is often the best chance for those young players to get their break, get their opportunity, show what they can do on the big stage. There's no reserve or B teams, and only a handful of clubs even have under 23 sides that play in the J3 League, Japanese third tier. The university system, somewhat like in the United States. When you think of the pipeline that's produced their very successful international women's team and women's domestic structure in particular, university system is often what fills that void somewhat, and is very much the feeder for young talent. Still no goals elsewhere. All of the 3 other ties are currently 3-1 on aggregate. Kawasaki 2-0 up against Cerezo, and 3-1 in front. Vispa 3-1 up against Vissel Kobe, 1-0 up on the night. And the Urawa Red Diamonds 10 minutes into the second half against the defending champions Nagoya Grampus, 2-0 up on the night and 3-1 up on aggregate. Well, realistically, past something quite extraordinary, it does look like the Yokohama F Marinos are heading out. So they'll turn their focus back to trying to win the league, having finished runners-up last season. Currently 6 points clear of the Kashima Antlers. Of course, the Yokohama Marinos, one of a number of clubs owned by CFG. We've got their sort of grouping of clubs that they've built right across the world. Starting with Manchester City in 2008. They added New York City in 2013, Melbourne City in 2014. Added the Yokohama F Marinos in 2015. And Montevideo and Girona in 2017. Sichuan Jinu in 2019, Mumbai City in the same year, and then Lommel and Troyes in 2020, and Palermo from Italy in 2022. So they're owned, Yokohama F Marinos, by owners that own a smorgasbord of clubs, you'd really say, across the world. Now into double figures in terms of the number that they have underneath them, and I know there is a hope for players as well, that if players impress under Kevin Muscat, that can make it easier for them to get an opportunity to move into Europe. Dinked in, but too much on that. Easily gathered by Obi. Almost into the last 5 minutes of what has been an impressive performance from start to finish by Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Been the better side on the night, the better side across the two legs. And it was their fast start here at the NHK Spring Mitsuzawa Stadium that really quietened the home fans. Mitsuzawa. Fuji. Playing against 10 tired bodies now. They've used their 5 subs to try and freshen things up as best they can, the Yokohama F Marinos. You would definitely say that that's been a huge factor as well. Moritaru Tsunoda sent off in just the 14th minute. Still allowed to run here, Fuji. So they have to keep going and going. Crossfield switch, just trying to draw the defence out. Shibasaki, great ball. And good goalkeeping from Obi. Had to cut down that angle. Otherwise it was likely going 6-2 on aggregate. 3-1 on the night. It's the away fans you can hear making the noise. Sanfrecce Hiroshima understandably getting very excited. It will be the first time that they'll make the last 4 since they got to the final in 2014. And they lost in that final. They've never won this competition, and they will be just 3 good performances away from doing exactly that. Cross on the turn. Mitsuta was looking for it. Still there for them. Mitsuta. Well blocked. Danger a long way from gone though. Well cut out. Stopped by Araki. Lopez trying to get onto that. Saka will just let it run out. Can they get a consolation? Deflected, they've got a corner. I've seen precious little of them going forward in this game, in truth, the Yokohama F Marinos. Of course, they've been down to 10 since the 14th minute. That was at least a bit of positive intent. quite keep it in play, to his frustration, Mitsuta. Finished runners-up in this competition in 2010, finalists in 2014 as well. There are moments from being one step away from that level once more. In 2010 they lost 5-3 to Jubio Iwata in extra time, Sanfrecce Hiroshima, and then in 2014 at Saitama Stadium they lost 3-2 to Gamba Osaka. It does reflect what an open tournament this is. It's notoriously tricky to retain your title. It's very rare that you see a side manage to do that. Indeed, it's rare you see a side managing to make even back-to-back finals, looking back through the history books. Roy Grampus look unlikely to do so right now, you'd have to say. As time ticks on with them still 2 goals behind on the night and 2 goals behind on aggregate against the Urawa Red Diamonds. 4 minutes added on here. Full-time whistle mere moments away in the 2 other quarter-finals. Avispa Fukuoka 1-0 up on the night, 3-1 on aggregate against Vissel Kobe, so it does look almost certain the winner of this one, which will be Sanfrecce Hiroshima, we can pretty safely say now, will face Avispa Fukuoka in the semi-finals to be played on the 21st and 25th of September, with the showpiece final on the 22nd of October. Elsewhere, Urawa versus Nagoya, kicked off half an hour late compared to the other 3 quarter-finals, so that's only just past the hour mark. You are a 3-1 up on aggregate, and likely to head through. And then the other match, Chorizo managed to get one back against Kawasaki. So that's flicked off the shoulder and over the bar. So close. Kawasaki 2-1 up on the night against Chorizo Osaka after the first leg finished 1-1. So that is probably the quarterfinal that's the most in the balance right now. Kawasaki 3-2 up on the night. It is Kato who's got one back just moments ago as the game headed into stoppage time. So plenty of drama there. One more goal there would completely change the complexion of that one, because Chorizo Osaka would then go through on away goals with it 3-3 on aggregate. For now, Kawasaki against the Urawa Red Diamonds looks the most likely other semi-final. And as for those fans, their side's journey will end here. They'll head back into league focus and AFC Champions League focus as well, with that big game coming up against Vissel Kobe. As things stand, they're heading out tonight with full-time whistle mere moments away in both that game and this one as well. Watanabe. Lovely first-time whipped ball round the corner, appreciated rightly by the home fans. Koike. That's a nice turn, just as he was shaping up to shoot, had it taken off him, Yoshio. Full-time whistle of referee Matsuo. Not far away now, you'd think. Foul on Kaime Yoshio. Fans doing their best to give their side support right to the end. Quick shot there of Nassim Ben Khalifa. He was excellent in the first half. Would have been one of my players of the match, I'd say, for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. that will be that here. Sanfrecce Hiroshima progress. Their furthest run in the competition since they were beaten finalists back in 2014. They are into the last four. 2-1 winners deservedly on the night. 5-2 winners on aggregate. Victors in both legs. They were in control of this tie right from that home leg and then brought that into things tonight here at the Mitsuzawa Stadium. Nassim Ben Khalifa had them in front in just the 8th minute. Rotaro Tsunoda was sent off in the 14th minute after a late challenge when he was last man for the home side. Iokera did get one back for the Yokohama F Marinos in the 21st minute, but just before half-time, a rare goal for Yuki Nogami, just his 5th goal in his 202nd appearance for Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Very much sealed things. Home side having to play most of the game with 10 men and a long way behind on aggregate as well. 7 semi-final defeats since they last won the competition. They won the competition in 2001, the Yokohama F Marinos. They won't get a chance to break that semi-final duck because they haven't made it there. Last making it to the last four in 2016, but it is they who have fallen short. Sanfrecce Hiroshima progress. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you've been across the world on the J.League YouTube page. I look forward to seeing you stick around for league action, where of course the J1 League table toppers Yokohama F Marinos will turn their attention back there. 6 points clear right now of the Kashima Antlers. Sanfrecce Hiroshima 6th in the table, but it is they who've come out on top tonight. And it's they who've got a semi-final to look forward to on the 21st of September, the first leg, and the second leg on the 25th of September. The score on the night here, 2-1. 5-2 on aggregate. Sanfrecce Hiroshima progress against the Yokohama F Marinos.
中継をご覧の皆さん、サンフレッチェ広島、ナシム・ベンカリファ選手にお越しいただきました。準決勝進出おめでとうございます。
Ja, wir sind Glückwünsche erstmal, dass wir weiter qualifiziert.
ありがとうございます。
ゴールシーンなんですけれども、自ら奪って左足冷静でしたね。狙ってたんでしょうか。
Also Torszene, du hast ja selber Ball erobert und der Linksfuß durchgeschossen. Hast du das alles geplant?
Also wir wissen, wenn wir hochpressen und wir Druck machen auf Gegner, dass wir gehören zu den besten Mannschaften in J-League. Und ich war glücklich heute, dass es funktioniert hat. Und ja, also wenn man spielt, man überlegt gar nicht, das ist einfach etwas, der naturell ist. Hochpressen, Ball erobern und am schnellsten die Aktion zu beenden.
自分たちのサッカーというところを、やっていこうと考えたときに前からプレスに行く、ボールを奪いに行くっていうところ、その部分が非常に機能して、今日は本当に、サンフレッチェ J リーグの中でも一番のプレッシングを見せれたというふうに思っています。
1戦目が3対1だったということですけれども、そういった中でこの早い段階で先制ゴールが生まれた、これはなんかゲームの流れを変えたと思うんですが、いかがでしょうか。
Wir haben zuerst Runde 3-1 gewonnen. Und wir haben heute auch frühzeitig ein Tor gemacht. Das war auch wichtig und für uns viele erleichtert. Wie findest du?
Ja, heute ist alles für uns gut gegangen. Obwohl der rote Karte hat uns ein bisschen, würde ich sagen, wir haben weniger ein bisschen Druck gemacht, weil wir gedacht haben, komm, okay, heute wird es locker sein. Und dann haben wir das 1-1 gemacht und dann wieder haben wir ein bisschen Panik gekriegt, wieder hochgepresst und das 2-1. Und wenn das 2-1 gemacht war, dann wir haben gewusst, dass heute werden weitergehen.
そうですね、1対0、最初に点を取れて非常に楽になったのは間違いないんですけれども、その後で点を取られた、1対1にされたところで少し自分たちを見失った時間帯がありました。ただその後また2対1にできたっていうところで、また自分たちもう一回自分たちのゲームができたというふうに思っています。
チームとしてはいい流れもできたと思います。今後に向けて一言お願いいたします。
Ja, wir haben einen guten Sieg. Ja, wie spielen wir weitergehen?
Also jetzt, wir haben ein wichtiges Spiel gegen Kashiwa für die J-League. Leider heute, wir haben Nogami und Shiotani verloren, die für mich gehören zu den besten Verteidigern in J-League. Wird schwer, ohne denen zu spielen. Ich hoffe, das ist nicht schlimm und die können am Wochenende spielen.
そうですね、自分たちはいい形でJ リーグに迎えると思いますが、 野上、塩谷という怪我をした選手たちがいるので、その選手たちがまた早く戻ってこれて、次の J リーグでもいい戦いをしたいと思っています。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。お疲れ様です。
見事なゲームでした。この準決勝進出おめでとうございます。
ありがとう
ございます。
今日の試合、狙い通りだった部分も多いと思いますが、どう振り返られますでしょうか。
Ja, wie ist denn heutige Spiel? Erstmal viel.
Ja, es war ein fußballerisch sehr ansprechendes Spiel. Ja, und es war offener, als es das Ergebnis zeigt. Hätte Yokohama direkt nach ein paar Minuten das 1:0 geschossen, wäre es bestimmt schwieriger für uns geworden. So haben wir aber mit dem 1:0 und mit der roten Karte für den Gegner das Spiel insgesamt sehr gut kontrolliert, viele Torchancen herausgespielt und auch verdient gewonnen.
そうですね、非常に面白い試合になったというふうに思います。もし横浜さんが最初に1点取っていたならば、自分たちにとって非常に難しいゲームになったと思いますが、1点取れて、また相手にレッドカード退場者が出たっていうところから、自分たちはその流れの中でうまく、いいサッカーができたというふうに思っています。
第1戦、第2戦合わせて監督が手応えと感じていらっしゃる部分、どんなところになりますでしょうか。
Wie ist denn das Gefühl, das erste Spiel auch gewonnen, das zweite Spiel auch gewonnen?
Ja, insgesamt natürlich gut. Ich bin vor allen Dingen aufgrund der Qualität unseres Spiels sehr zufrieden mit dem, was die Mannschaft gezeigt hat. Wir haben sehr viele gute Ballpassagen dabei gehabt. Wir haben sehr viele Torchancen kreiert. Wir sind bis zur letzten Minute hoch angelaufen. Also wir haben wirklich gutes Spiel gemacht.
自分たちのクオリティをいいレベルで示すことができたというふうに思っています。たくさんチャンスを作って、たくさんシュートも打ってというところで、非常にいい試合ができたと思っています。
この数戦本当にいい戦いをして勝てていると思うんですけれども、今後に向けて一言連戦になりますが、いい流れができたんじゃないでしょうか。
Ja, wir sind sehr gut drauf. Auch im nächsten Spiel können wir auch so gut spielen.
Ja, hoffentlich. Wir haben jetzt Zeit zu regenerieren. Wir haben einige angeschlagene Spieler, die wir haben verletzungsbedingt auswechseln müssen. Keiner scheint von ihnen aber schwer verletzt zu sein. Und von daher gehe ich davon aus, dass wir auch am Wochenende beim J-League-Spiel gegen Kashiwa-Reysol ein gutes Spiel sehen werden.
そうです、まずは回復するところに全てを努めていきたいというふうに思っています。今日怪我が原因で交代しなきゃいけないかった選手がいますけれども、彼らもできるだけ早く戻ってきてほしいなというふうに思っています。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。Dankeschön. ありがとうございます。
本戦続く F1 世界選手権はしばしお休み。この隙に F1 夏季講習を受講せよ。フジテレビが誇る最強解説陣が徹底講義。ここで理解を深めてこそ怒涛の後半戦をより